I'm Anthony Smith, and you're watching the Chart of the Week. Hello, and welcome to our weekly video. We've got a fun chart this week, but before I share it, let me tee it up for you first. One way to measure time is with anniversaries. And for the purposes of this video, we're going to go all the way back to February 19th of 2020. This is the day the S&P 500 peaked before falling hard as we entered the COVID era. Tomorrow will mark the second anniversary of this market top. Now, here comes the hypothetical. Let's say you invested in two companies on February 19th of 2020. One is Hilton. Yes, the owner and operator of hotels and resorts around the world. And the other is Zoom, the company that has become synonymous with online video conferencing. How would these investments compare today? Well, let's go to the chart. Now, this is a normalized chart of Zoom and Hilton stock prices. So instead of actual stock prices, the starting point for both Hilton and Zoom is 100 at February 19th of 2020. Normalizing to a common scale facilitates an apples to apples comparison. If you follow this chart all the way to the right, you see the 139 in white. It means that Hilton and Zoom stocks are up 39% since February 19th of 2020. Now, Zoom doesn't pay a dividend, and Hilton discontinued its dividend about 2 years ago. So the 39% change in stock price represents the total return for both stocks. 39%, it's not too bad. That beats the return on the S&P 500 of about 36% over that same period. But oh, how the paths of these two stocks have diverged. Take Zoom, for example. In the new economy, in which working from home was to become the rule rather than the exception, what better way to capitalize on that trend than to invest in the company that makes it all possible? Zoom's stock price skyrocketed 450% in 8 months. Obviously, those gains did not hold. Now let's look at Hilton. Hotels and resorts. How could leisure and business travel ever return to anything resembling normal? And investors seem to question the very viability of companies like this. So if you squint, you can see that its stock price fell about 50% in the first 2 months of the pandemic. But if you held these shares, you'd find yourself right where Zoom investors find themselves today. There has been a major reversal of the so-called pandemic trade with companies like, or rather stocks like Zoom, Peloton, and Netflix all coming crashing down to earth. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.